As the sweltering sun slowly blazes to the west, we head to the showers. But before we do, it's time. We play Baton Rouge. Play along with us as we move across our streets to the studios of TV2. Here now, the star. The star of We Play Baton Rouge, Pat Shingleton.
Welcome to We Play Baton Rouge. It's great to have you here. You know, folks, a lot of people sit at home and they say, hey, what's it take to get on We Play Baton Rouge? Well, we have kind of a unique screening process, and what better way to show you than to show you some videotape of that. So Nick Champion, our director, associate producer, go ahead and roll that. First of all, our contestants are screened by our distinguished panel of judges. You can see a lot of them come in their bathing suits and just kind of dance around to show the mobility of what they would have to do while they are on the set. After that, after a few kicks and a little dancing around, then we proceed to really check them out. As you can see, they're checked out, and then we get a reaction.
I'm a great-grandmother, and I feel fine.
Okay, we're going to have grandmother's night. Next is, how do our contestants react to a horse coming into their bedroom? Well, we put a horse in their bedroom on We Play Baton Rouge, and we even let that horse sit down at the table and eat dinner with them. Yes, indeed. There you can see a real nag at the dinner table of Nick Champion. Yes, indeed, our well-known horse. How about that, huh? That's how we handle some of our screening process here for contestants on We Play Baton Rouge. What we handle now is our explanation of our game. You see, folks, the object is, and the challenge for you at home and to our contestants is to reach the studios of TV2 first. And the only way you can do that is either get in a car and drive here or answer the questions correctly. You'll see the categories randomly move on our game board. After an 8-second time lapse, that particular category will lock in. For example, you may have the opportunity to pick Louisiana, people, or sports. After the contestant picks the category, I in turn ask them a question. When they answer it correctly, they'll move across a series of well-known Baton Rouge streets such as Jefferson Highway, College Drive, Acadian Park. Now, should you hear this particular sound, folks, that indicates an incorrect answer. Gives the other contestant an opportunity to take that very same question or back to the game board for another category and consequently another question. So anyway, moving into E Street, over Highland to the studios of TV2 is very important. You can see on this side there's Perkins, Lee Drive, Stanford's there, Dalrymple, and also Texas Street. So as we mentioned, as you saw on our tape there, we have our Housewives back with us again. And here is Steve Earle again to tell us about it. Steve Areno?
Once again, we welcome the Housewives to the game board. Contestant number 1 enjoys flirting with the mailman, squeezing the Charmin, and watching wrestling matches. From East River Oaks, a big We Play Baton Rouge welcome to Vicki Arnold.
Hi, Vic. Hi, Vicki. Now, Vic, it's not true that you go around squeezing the Charmin, is it?
No.
Why do these people in the studio audience say you do squeeze the Charmin?
I don't know.
Okay, well, where do you live? Do you know that?
Yes,
You have your first streets. All right, how about if I tell you where you live?
Okay.
River Oaks, right?
Right.
What a guess! Holy cow, how's the guy do that? We have another great contestant for you once again. Steve Areno. Earl, tell us about it, Steve.
Our second housewife favors TV cat commercials, doing impersonations of Price LeBlanc, and watching our tower lights blink. Here now is Lily Lang.
Hi, Lily. Nice to see you. How you been doing? Now, Lily, I got to tell you something about being, I guess, housewife, mom, whatever, that when I was a kid, there were 6 kids in our family. There was Dennis, Michael, myself, Pat. That's me, Pat. Kevin, Maureen, and Mark. And if we'd be, horsing around or bothering one another, whatever, any one of those kids that would run past the kitchen table, boy, my mother would take the paddle, whack. My uncle would say, hey, Shirley, you hit the wrong kid. She says, so what? I got one of them. Is that the situation today being a housewife?
We have to get them each individual.
And really work them over, right?
Work them over.
Well, that's good. Well, I tell you what, the housewives are ready, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, the game board is ready. I'm not ready. I have to go to the bathroom. But while I'm doing that, we're going to toss to a commercial break. Then we'll toss the categories. We'll be right back with the start of round 1 on WePlay Baton Rouge right after this.
Stay tuned. Pat and the Housewives will return for round 1 of WePlay Baton Rouge.
Okay, we're moving in now to round 1. Before we start the game, obviously we have our coin toss. I'll go ahead and toss the coin here. Why don't you call it, Lily? I'm sorry, it is tails. As you can see now, Vicki, you have the option to...
I'll take the first question.
Jeez, you didn't let me finish, but that's okay. During the commercial break, I said, how are you doing? Lily says, hey, I'm fine. But Vicki seemed a little bit nervous. I said to her, Vicki, how many hands? And she said... But anyway, okay, we've completed the coin toss. You'll be going first with the first question. And Lily, you're okay right here moving across these streets. All right? All right, then, folks, it is time for round 1 on our Housewives night on WePlay Baton Rouge. Let's see what happens, and let's go and get them. All right. On our game board, we have our categories. Let's run the categories. Spin the categories. They will go for 8 seconds. Then it'll lock down. And when you hear the final ping, well, Vicki, you're able to pick this time. Sports, television, or past or history.
I'll take TV.
You've got TV, and you've got this question. Listen carefully. 1619 Pine Street, Boulder, Colorado, is the street address of this couple on this well-known television series. Can you name this series that airs here on TV2?
Too close for comfort?
I'm sorry, incorrect. Lily, you can take the question back to the game board.
Back to the game board.
Okay, 1619 Pine Street, Boulder, Colorado, is the street address of Mork and Mindy. Mork and Mindy seen here on TV2. Mork and Mindy, the address is the real house that they live in belongs to Samuel Altman, for your information. So it's back to Lily. Let's go back to the game board. You've opted to go back there. Let's run the categories for you. This time, as the game board spins, you again have the option of picking this time places. Buildings, places, comics or cartoons, and words, words, words.
Comics.
Comics it is. Here is the question under comics. Listen up. He's the one-eyed, banana-nosed sailor who smokes a corncob pipe and eats a particular canned vegetable. Can you name him?
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Popeye the Sailor Man is right. You've got your first street, which is Perkins. It's back over to you, Jackie. You're looking for Jefferson. You're heading there, and we're heading to the game board. Let's run the categories again. They'll mix, they'll spin, they'll stop also. And you'll find this time that you have the option of taking places, comics, and words.
I'll take comics.
Comics it is. Listen up. Here is the question. What comic strip character does this describe? Razor-jawed, hawk-nosed, with a dark hat. No, time's up. Lily, the question or the game board? Okay, the comic strip character that had the razor jaw, the hawk nose, and the dark hat was none other than Dick Tracy. When we come back, it's going to be your turn, Jackie. You're heading for Jefferson. You're on Perkins looking for Lee right now, Lily. We're going to a commercial break. We'll be right back with more of WePlay Baton Rouge. But first... Hey, I'll tell you what, Big Dummy here was calling Vicki Jackie, right? Now, this is Vicki. Our contestants are Vicki and Lily, and it's Housewives night, and next week we're going to have Remove Pat's Brain night, and we're going to see if we can't get that. Okay, when we left, we come back, and I also made another mistake. I said it was Vicki. It is Lily's turn. You turned down the question concerning Dick Tracy, so it's back to the game board for you, and we're going to spin the categories. You'll have the option this time, Lily, of picking on WePlay Baton Rouge these categories: things, music, people.
Let's try music.
Music it is, Lily. Listen to this question. This man defined rock and roll in 1956. The sneer, the hair, the twisting knees, the thrusting hips, the gold-lame suit. Who are we talking about for Lee Drive?
Is it Chubby Checker?
Pardon me?
Chubby Checker?
Incorrect answer. Now you can take this question, Vicki, or it's back to the game board for another category.
I go back to the game board.
Okay, this man defined rock and roll in 1956. The sneer, he had the hair, the twisting knees, the thrusting hits. He's none other than Elvis Presley, you know what I mean? I did a national map like that. One time on the weather. And okay, now it's back over to Vicki. You've opted to go to the game board. Let's spin the categories for you. Here we find this time a combination of different categories. We're locating now television, words, music.
I'll take TV.
TV it is. Here is your question. Vicki, the character Crazy Guggenheim was played by Frank Fontaine in what TV series in the 1950s?
I have no idea.
Okay, Lily, you can take the question or it's back to the game board.
Back to the game board.
Okay, Crazy Guggenheim was a guy that was on a Jackie Gleason show in the remember? Crazy Guggenheim, he sang real well, but he was pretty crazy. He's similar to Crazy Champion, our director. Back to the game board for Lily. Let's spin the categories. Let's see what happens this time. You're on Perkins, Lily. You're looking for Lead Drive. Let's see what comes up. Television, words, music.
Let's try music again.
Music it is. Here's your question. His nickname was America's Ambassador of Goodwill to the World. He is also called Satchmo. Who are we talking about?
Louis Armstrong?
That's right. You've got Lead Drive for Louis Armstrong under the music category. It's back over to you, Vic. You're looking for Jefferson, your first street. Come on, let's go get him. Move the categories again. You'll find this time popping up. You had TV, music last time. This time we find Louisiana people and sports. What do you think?
Sports.
Sports it is. Here's the question. He's called the Say Hey Kid, and during his years with the San Francisco Giants, holds the record for the most putouts as an outfielder. Who are we talking about?
Pass.
Who?
I don't know.
Okay, it's back to you, Lily. The question under the sports category or back to the game board?
Back to the game board.
Back to the game board. The Say Hey Kid who played for the San Francisco Giants holds the record for the most putouts is none other than the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. 7,095 putouts. Going back to the game board, Lily. You're on Lee. You're looking at Stanford. We're also looking to see what's going to come up this time for the categories you pick from. Here you find Louisiana, people, sports.
Let's try people.
People it is. Once again, the question. Her film debut was in 9 to 5. She co-starred recently with Burt Reynolds in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Who is she?
Dolly Parton.
That's right. You've got Stanford. On Stanford, looking for Dalrymple, Lily. Vic, you're still going for that first street. Run the categories again. We'll find a category here for you. It'll stop where? Here we find for Jefferson, Louisiana, people, sports.
People again.
People it is, Vic. Here is the question. Recently, she was arrested in Rome for tax evasion. She spent 30 days in prison and is still considered the world's most beautiful woman. Who is she?
Sophia Loren.
That's exactly right. You've got Jefferson and you've got your first three. Lily's on Stanford. Vicky's on Jefferson going to college. It's back over to you, Lily. You're on Stanford, heading for Dalrymple now. We're heading also, as our attentions turn to the game board, there's Louisiana again, people, sports.
People.
Under people, here is the question. This famous person was the first woman to win 20 Wimbledon titles and to win $100,000 in a single year. She helped found the Women's Tennis Pro Circuit. Do you know who she is?
Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean King's correct. You're on Dalrymple. Over to you, Vic, on Jefferson, going for college. Here go the categories again as we turn to the game board. You'll find this time what's going to pop up there. Movies, schools, mixed bag. Conglomeration of a lot of different categories in the mixed bag.
I'll take movies.
Movies it is. Listen to this. Who played Barbara Streisand's husband in The Way We Were? Was it Paul Newman, Robert Redford, Steve McQueen, or Ryan O'Neal?
Robert Redford.
Correct answer, Yvonne College. 2 streets behind is Lily. Lily, you're 2 streets ahead. You're on Dalrymple going to Texas. You're going to go to Katie when we come back. But when we come back, it is your turn, Lily. We've got to take care of some business. More of We Play Baton Rouge in 2 minutes.
Travel arrangements for We Play Baton Rouge are provided by American Airlines. American Airlines, doing what we do best.
Okay, Steve, thank you. Lily Lang's on Dalrymple. She's heading to Texas. All she has to do is go to Texas, cross over Highland. On this side, Vicky, going to Acadian Park East. Still a lot of game left. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's go get them. Round 3, We Play Baton Rouge. When we returned and left, it was Lily's turn. Is that correct? We go back. Yes, Lily's turn, and we'll go back to the game board, and we find on the game board the scrambling of our categories, Lily. Let's go ahead, move those categories. This time, we're popping up sports, television, and the past or history.
Let's try TV.
TV it is again. Here is the question under TV. This late-night television personality took the place that was left vacant by Steve Allen and Jack Parr. Who is he?
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson is the correct answer. You're on Texas. Okay, it's back over to you, Vic. You're on Acadian now. You're on college, and you're heading for Acadian. And we'll go right now to the game board as they spin for you one more time. Here you find, looking at them, sports, TV, and past or history.
I'll take TV.
TV it is, a very popular category. Here is the question. In the television series, The Munsters, remember the Munsters? She was referred to as the plain member of the Munster family. This character was played by Beverly Owen and Pat Priest. What was this character's name in the show?
Mary?
I'm sorry, incorrect answer. You can take the question, Lily, or it's back to the game board.
Back to the game board.
Okay, it was Marilyn. Marilyn Munster. Back to the game board for you, Lily. Let's run the cat. Hey, folks, hey, listen, when the judge back there goes, I can only say, because that's what happens when we play Baton Rouge. So it's back to the game board for you, Lily. Let's run the categories again. Here we find they have scrambled movies, schools, mixed bag. Lily?
Movies.
Movies it is. Listen to this question. Jack Lemmon starred in this movie as a comic strip cartoonist. To rid himself of marital frustrations, he writes a comic strip story about getting rid of his wife. His wife disappears. He is tried for murder. What movie is this?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry, Lily, that's not the name of the movie. You can go back over to you, Vic. You can take this question, or you can tell me to stick this question in my ear.
Stick it in your ear.
Okay, now look, let's see what happens. It's kind of, okay, it's in there. I got it in my ear. Jack Lemmon started this movie as a comic strip cartoonist. To rid himself of his marital frustration, he wrote a comic strip about getting rid of his wife. It's How to Murder Your Wife. Remember that movie from 1965? Okay, it's back to the game board for you. We'll run the categories again. As promised, you're on college, you're going for Katie, and we find this time on our show, movies, schools, mixed bag pops up again.
Movies.
Movies it is. Listen to this question. Sleeper was a 1973 science fiction comedy. Name the star. Was it Art Carney, Jerry Lewis, Woody Allen, or Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks.
Incorrect answer. Lily, question, back to the game board.
Back to the game board.
Sleeper was a 1973 science fiction comedy. The star of that show was Woody Allen. Remember Woody Allen in The Sleeper? He was going around, he was in that big deal, whatever it was. Okay, you're back to the game board, Lily. We're back to the categories. We'll run them for you. You're on Texas. You just have to head over Highland to the studios of TV2. We find Louisiana, people, sports.
People.
People it is. Here now is the question. Roland Anderson has never won the award, but has been nominated 15 times and holds the distinction as the most nominated person for this award. What award, Lily, is it?
People's Choice Award?
Pardon me?
People's Choice Award?
I'm sorry, incorrect answer. Vic, the question or the game board?
Game board.
The answer is it was the Oscar. Roland Anderson, he never won it, but he was nominated 15 times, which is a record as the most nominated person for the award. It was the Oscar, the Academy Award for Art Director. So it's back to the game board for you. Still alive, Vic, on College Looking for Acadian. This time we find the categories of sports and television and the past or history.
TV.
You really like the TV category. Here is the question. TV Guide polled program directors around the country to name the most often showed movie on TV in their markets. Can you guess what film was named most often? Was it Citizen Kane, The African Queen, Casablanca, or The Birds?
The African Queen.
Incorrect answer. Lily, the card, the question, or back to the game board?
I'll try the question.
Once again, TV Guide polled program directors around the country to name the most often shown movies on TV in their markets. Can you guess what film was named most often? Was it Citizen Kane, The African Queen, Casablanca, or The Birds?
Was it The Birds?
Incorrect answer. It was Casablanca. You played it for her, you can play it for me now. Play it, sweetheart. Where I'm going, you can't go. That's the best John Wayne I've ever heard. Okay, you're still alive over here, Vic. You're on college going to Acadian. It's back to the game board again. Here we find popping up the categories movies, schools, mixed bag.
Movies.
Movies it is. Here is your question. What was the name of the wood carver in the movie Pinocchio? Was it Hans, Figaro, Geppetto, or Cleo?
Geppetto.
That is right. You're on Acadian. Back to Lily. Texas is a street, Lily. You're going over Highland now, heading for TV2. You're going right now to the categories where we randomly run them. We find this time on the categories television, words, music.
Music.
Music it is. Here is the question. This recording artist in 1982 was given the Martin Luther King Humanitarian Award. In 1956, Lily, he recorded the song Calypso, which was the first LP by a solo artist to sell a million copies. He also recorded Leave a Little Girl in Kingston Town. Can you name him?
Harry Belafonte?
Harry Belafonte is correct. You've moved over Highland as the winner today. Harry, you remember that song? Leave a little girl in Kingston Town. Okay, we have for you an excellent winning prize, but first I want to tell you, Vic, I'm sorry for calling you Jackie.
Okay.
She hit me with the WePlay Baton Rouge. What we do have for you is an excellent prize. I think you're going to enjoy it. Once again, here's Steve Earle. Steve?
Remember that famous saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words? Your prize package is picture perfect. We've scheduled a sitting for you and your family at the Fine Art Studio, where portrait photographer John Bonfanti will uniquely capture your portrait. For weddings, portfolios, pictures, and of course, portraits, it's the Fine Art Studio, 3005 Florida, creating exquisite photographs since 1933. When the photo session is complete, you'll also enjoy dinner for two at Los Amigos Mexican Restaurant. From appetizer to entree, through the main course, Los Amigos offers a wonderful taste of Old Mexico. All from the Fine Art Studio, Los Amigos Mexican Restaurant, and WePlay Baton Rouge.
All right, Vic, I think you'll enjoy that. Thanks for being on WePlay Baton Rouge. We have the WePlay Baton Rouge hat and shirt, which Bob Jolly will give you in just a second, and you stay right there. You moved over with the Harry Belafonte music question. Once again, Steve Earle, tell us what Lily has won.
As a housewife, you're often tied up in the kitchen. Well, keeping you close to TV, too, is important. Therefore, you've won a new television. Yes, this RCA 12-inch black and white TV is perfect for the kitchen, and it's yours from Jackson's Pro Hardware and Radio Shack in St. Francisville. For all your hardware and electronic needs, see David and Reggie Jackson. Now, while the kids are watching the TV, you'll enjoy 2 nights out. Yes, your prize package also includes a visit to Baton Rouge's only 4-star hotel, the Baton Rouge Hilton. You'll meet us at the Hilton for 2 spectacular nights. You and your guest will also enjoy dinner for 2 at Captain French's. The Hilton offers this area's best entertainment at TD's. During the day, enjoy the pool, tennis, and the sauna, all for you and your guest from Baton Rouge's only 4-star hotel, the Baton Rouge Hilton, and American International Travel. American International Travel. Travel here in Baton Rouge and wherever you want to be tomorrow.
Okay, you'll enjoy that, Lily, the TV from Jackson Hardware up there in St. Franceville, trip to the Hilton, and also from American International Travel. Folks, the Housewives are with us tonight, and next week, who's it going to be? You got to find out by staying tuned to TV2 Saturdays 5:30. Until then, Pat Shingleton saying no matter what game you're playing, you play it the best you can. Bye-bye for now.
WePlay Baton Rouge is a Pat Shingleton production made in association with WBRZ TV2. Eyewitness News is up next, and join us next Saturday at 5:30 when